Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Black, and I am your Alberta Territorial Chief Minister. Thank you for joining us today. Today, our government is announcing Bill C-40, a landmark piece of legislation that we believe will significantly shape the future of work and life for all Albertans. Bill C-40, which proposes a revolutionary shift in our standard workweek, will be tabled this Friday, October 3, 2025, and will be brought to a vote at the Alberta Territorial Legislative Assembly next Monday, October 6, 2025. Should the bill be passed, we anticipate it will take effect starting November 2025. At its core, Bill C-40 aims to introduce a 4-day workweek, transitioning our traditional Monday to Friday schedule to a Monday to Thursday model, granting all employees Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. This initiative is not merely about reducing work hours, it is about fundamentally reevaluating our approach to productivity, well-being, and the collective prosperity of our territory. The concept of a shorter workweek has been gaining considerable traction globally, moving from experimental pilot programs to serious policy discussions in various jurisdictions. Our government has meticulously studied these global trends, alongside extensive research into their potential social and economic impacts. We recognize that the traditional 5-day, 40-hour workweek, a relic from the industrial era, may no longer be the most efficient or human-centric model for our modern economy. The post-pandemic landscape, in particular, has accelerated conversations around flexibility, employee empowerment, and the critical importance of work-life balance. Our decision to introduce Bill C-40 stems from a comprehensive understanding of the evolving needs of our workforce and economy. We believe that by creating more time for rest, personal development, family, and community engagement, we can foster a healthier, happier, and ultimately more productive society. This bill is rooted in the principle that a well-rested and engaged workforce is a more innovative and effective one. Let me elaborate on the specifics of Bill C-40. The legislation proposes that for designated sectors and roles, the standard workweek will be set at 4 days, Monday through Thursday, with no reduction in an employee's weekly pay. This is a critical distinction. We are not simply compressing existing work hours into fewer days, we are advocating for a genuinely shorter workweek that prioritizes output and efficiency over raw time spent at the desk. The bill will outline clear guidelines for implementation, initially focusing on the public sector to demonstrate leadership and establish best practices. For the private sector, the bill will introduce a framework of incentives and support mechanisms to encourage adoption, recognizing that a phased, adaptable approach will be essential for successful integration across diverse industries. We understand that a change of this magnitude requires careful consideration of its practical implications. The bill includes provisions for flexibility and sector-specific adaptations. Essential services, industries with continuous operational demands, and roles requiring significant client interaction will be subject to tailored guidelines, developed through ongoing consultation with stakeholders. The goal is not a rigid, one-size-fits-all mandate, but a flexible framework that allows businesses to innovate and adapt while upholding the core principle of enhanced employee well-being. Detailed implementation committees, comprising representatives from labor, business, and government, will be established to guide this transition, providing resources, case studies, and ongoing support. The anticipated benefits of Bill C-40 are multifaceted and extend far beyond individual employee satisfaction. For employees, a 3-day weekend offers unparalleled opportunities for improved mental and physical health. Reduced stress, less burnout, and more time for personal pursuits, hobbies, and family care are direct outcomes. This shift can lead to a more engaged, loyal, and motivated workforce, decreasing absenteeism and improving overall job satisfaction. Studies from various pilot programs worldwide have consistently shown that a shorter workweek can lead to a significant boost in employee morale and a reduction in turnover rates. For employers, the advantages are equally compelling. Evidence suggests that a 4-day workweek can lead to increased productivity per hour, as employees become more focused and efficient during their working days. Companies often report reduced operational costs due to less office usage, lower energy consumption, and decreased commuting burdens. Furthermore, adopting this progressive model can significantly enhance Alberta's appeal as a place to live and work, giving our businesses a competitive edge in attracting and retaining top talent in a globalized market. By being pioneers in this innovative approach, we position Alberta as a forward-thinking territory committed to its people and future. From a broader territorial perspective, Bill C-40 holds the potential to stimulate our local economy. With an extra day off, Albertans will have more time and inclination to engage in local tourism, support small businesses, participate in community events, and pursue educational or volunteer activities. This increased leisure time can foster a vibrant local economy and strengthen community bonds. Additionally, fewer commuting days contribute to a reduction in carbon emissions, aligning with our government's environmental sustainability goals. We are, of course, fully aware that such a transformative proposal will invite scrutiny and raise important questions. Concerns about maintaining productivity, managing operational logistics, and ensuring competitiveness across all sectors are valid and necessary to address. Our government has proactively engaged with economic experts, industry leaders, and labor unions to model potential impacts and design the bill with robust mitigating factors. We acknowledge that certain sectors, such as healthcare, certain segments of retail, and emergency services, present unique challenges. The bill provides for nuanced implementation, including potential exemptions or alternative scheduling models, developed in close consultation with these specific industries. Our commitment is to ensure that essential services remain uninterrupted and that our economic competitiveness is not compromised. We believe that through smart planning, technology adoption, and a collaborative spirit, these challenges can be overcome, turning potential obstacles into opportunities for innovation. This bill represents a bold, progressive step for Alberta. It is a reflection of our government's commitment to building a resilient, innovative, and human-centered future for our territory. We believe that this legislation will not only improve the lives of individual Albertans, but also strengthen our economy and enhance our global standing as a leader in forward-thinking policy. Our government hopes that the opposition parties will join us in supporting Bill C-40. This is not a partisan issue. It is an initiative that transcends political divides, aiming for the collective betterment of all Albertans. We invite constructive dialogue, open debate, and a shared vision for a more balanced and prosperous future. Our doors remain open for continued discussion and collaboration as this vital legislation moves through the Assembly. The provisions within Bill C-40, while subject to ongoing parliamentary debate and public consultation, are designed to address these evolving needs across multiple facets. The bill proposes frameworks that aim to enhance the capacity for individuals to better integrate their professional lives with their personal responsibilities and aspirations. For instance, it seeks to introduce standardized guidelines for the right to disconnect, providing employees with clearer boundaries regarding after-hours communications. This is not intended to impede urgent operational needs, but rather to establish a default expectation of uninterrupted personal time, reducing the pervasive, always-on culture that can contribute to mental fatigue. Furthermore, the bill contemplates adjustments to existing leave structures and the promotion of flexible work arrangements. Recognizing that diverse life circumstances require adaptable solutions, these provisions are designed to enable individuals to better manage family care responsibilities, pursue educational opportunities, or engage in civic activities without jeopardizing their professional standing. The intent is to create a more inclusive work environment where a broader spectrum of individuals can participate fully in the economy, knowing that their employment can accommodate significant life events and personal development goals. This includes exploring mechanisms for graduated return-to-work programs after extended leaves, and encouraging employers to consider compressed workweeks or telecommuting options where feasible and appropriate for the nature of the work. From the perspective of individuals, the anticipated outcomes of Bill C-40 are significant. The provision of more dedicated time for rest is expected to contribute to improved physical health, reduced stress levels, and a decline in instances of mental health challenges such as anxiety and depression. Opportunities for personal development, whether through formal education, skill building, or hobbies, can lead to increased self-efficacy and a greater sense of fulfillment. Enhanced family time fosters stronger domestic bonds and promotes a more stable social environment, while greater community engagement enriches our local societies, building social capital and civic participation. These individual benefits are not merely personal gains, they contribute to a more robust, informed, and active citizenry. Our government, following an extensive period of observation, analysis, and consultation regarding the current state and future trajectory of our workforce and economy. This bill is not merely a response to contemporary challenges, but a proactive measure designed to cultivate a more resilient, dynamic, and ultimately, a more prosperous society within our territory. It is rooted in a comprehensive understanding that the evolving needs of our population necessitate an adaptive approach to work-life integration, recognizing that the parameters defining productivity and well-being are shifting. The impetus behind Bill C-40 stems from a fundamental belief held by our government that by creating more dedicated time for rest, personal development, family engagement, and community participation, we can collectively foster a healthier, happier, and ultimately, a more productive society. This perspective is not a novel concept, but has gained significant traction through empirical research and global observations. A well-rested, mentally refreshed, and genuinely engaged workforce is demonstrably more innovative, more effective, and better equipped to navigate the complexities of a modern economy. For decades, the traditional model of work has prioritized maximum hours and continuous output, often at the expense of individual well-being and broader societal engagement. While this model has historically driven economic growth, its long-term sustainability is increasingly being questioned. Reports from national and international bodies highlight rising levels of stress, burnout, and mental health challenges directly linked to an imbalance between professional demands and personal capacity. These issues not only impact individual quality of life, but also carry significant economic costs through decreased productivity, increased absenteeism, and higher turnover rates within organizations. Our understanding, shaped by data from various sectors across Alberta and beyond, indicates a clear need for a recalibration. The 21st century economy, characterized by rapid technological advancement, increasing automation, and a growing emphasis on creative problem-solving, demands a different type of worker engagement. Repetitive tasks are increasingly handled by machines, while human capital is being channeled into areas requiring critical thinking, collaboration, empathy, and continuous learning. These higher-order skills are not fostered by exhaustion or chronic stress, they thrive in environments that support cognitive renewal, personal growth, and a sense of purpose beyond the workplace. Bill C-40, therefore, is an acknowledgement that the most valuable asset in our economy is human potential, and that investing in its holistic well-being is an investment in our collective future. For businesses operating within Alberta, Bill C-40 is projected to yield substantial economic advantages. A workforce that is well-rested and engaged is inherently more productive, exhibits higher levels of creativity, and demonstrates superior problem-solving capabilities. Anecdotal and empirical evidence from various pilot programs and international implementations suggest that such a workforce experiences lower rates of absenteeism, decreased turnover, and increased job satisfaction. These factors directly translate into reduced recruitment and training costs, enhanced corporate reputation, and a greater ability to attract and retain top talent in a competitive labor market. Furthermore, organizations that champion employee well-being often see a boost in innovation, as employees feel more secure and empowered to contribute new ideas. At a societal level, the cumulative effect of these individual and business-level benefits is expected to be transformative. A healthier, more engaged population contributes to a more resilient social fabric. Stronger families and communities form the bedrock of a stable society, reducing the strain on public services related to health and social support. Economically, a more innovative and effective workforce enhances Alberta's overall competitiveness, enabling our industries to adapt to global changes and seize new opportunities. Our government believes that by fostering this comprehensive approach, we are building an economy that is not only robust but also equitable and sustainable for future generations. It is important to acknowledge that the introduction of any significant legislative change can raise questions and require careful consideration of implementation strategies. Our government is fully aware that businesses, particularly small and medium-sized enterprises, may need support in adapting to new frameworks. We anticipate a period of robust discussion and are committed to ensuring that the implementation of Bill C-40 is phased, collaborative, and supported by clear guidelines and resources designed to facilitate a smooth transition. The bill itself provides a framework, with many details to be shaped through regulatory processes that will actively involve stakeholders from labor, business, and expert communities. Our commitment is to an adaptive and responsive approach that balances the stated objectives of the bill with the practical realities of its application across diverse sectors of our economy. Bill C-40 represents a considered and forward-looking policy initiative by our government. That is all the news conference I have for you today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Black, and I am your Alberta Territorial Chief Minister. Thank you for joining us today. Today, our government is announcing Bill C-40, a landmark piece of legislation that we believe will significantly shape the future of work and life for all Albertans. Bill C-40, which proposes a revolutionary shift in our standard work week, is 2025, and will be brought to a vote at the Alberta Territorial Legislative Assembly next Monday, October 6, 2025. Should the bill be passed, we anticipate it will take effect starting November 2025. At its core, Bill C-40 aims to introduce a 4-day work week, transitioning our traditional Monday to Friday schedule to a Monday to Thursday model, granting all employees Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. This initiative is not merely about reducing work hours, but is about fundamentally re-evaluating our approach to productivity, well-being, and the collective prosperity of our territory. The concept of a shorter work week has been gaining considerable traction globally, moving from experimental pilot programs to serious policy discussions in various jurisdictions. The government has meticulously studied these global trends alongside extensive research into their potential social and economic impacts. Recognize that the traditional 5-day, 40-hour work week, a relic from the industrial era, may no longer be the most efficient or human-centric model for our modern economy. The post-pandemic landscape, in particular, has accelerated conversations around flexibility, employee empowerment, and the critical importance of work-life balance. The decision to introduce Bill C-40 stems from a comprehensive understanding of the evolving needs of our workforce and economy. We believe that by creating more time for rest, permettez moi d'élaborer sur les spécificités du projet de loi C-40. La législation propose que pour les secteurs et rôles désignés, la semaine de travail standard sera fixée à 4 jours, du lundi au jeudi, sans réduction du salaire hebdomadaire d'un employé. Si est une distinction critique. Nous ne faisons pas simplement compresser les de travail existantes en moins de jours. Nous plaidons pour une semaine de travail plus courte qui privilégie la production et l'efficacité plutôt que le temps passé au bureau. Le projet de loi décrira des lignes directrices claires pour la mise en œuvre, se concentrant initialement sur le secteur public pour démontrer le leadership et établir les meilleures pratiques. Pour le secteur privé, le projet de loi introduira un cadre d'incitations et de mécanismes de soutien pour encourager l'adoption. Tasum de kinsham sera medidas de facilmente is patic shipe medas quotas insasul no caneco. Nous comprenons qu'un changement de cette ampleur nécessite une attention particulière à ses implications pratiques. Le projet de loi comprend des dispositions pour la flexibilité et des adaptations spécifiques au secteur. Les services essentiels, les industries avec des demandes opérationnelles continues, et les rôles nécessitant une interaction significative avec les clients seront soumis à des lignes directrices adaptées, développées par le biais de consultations continues avec les parties prenantes. L'objectif n'est pas un mandat rigide à taille unique. Il un cadre flexible qui permet aux entreprises d'innover et de s'adapter tout en respectant le principe fondamental du bien-être accru des employés. En synavirus, friqueno, spivens, les commerces et le gouvernement seront établis pour guider cette transition, fournissant des ressources, des études de cas et un soutien continu. Les avantages anticipés du projet de loi C-40 sont multiples et font bien au-delà de la satisfaction individuelle des employés. Pour les employés, un week-end de 3 jours offre des opportunités inégales pour améliorer la santé mentale et physique. Réduction du stress, moins d'épuisement et plus de temps pour des activités personnelles. Les loisirs et les soins familiaux sont des résultats directs. Si changement, one the home. Den suppose de victimini tout en étant soumis à un débat parlementaire continu et à une consultation publique. Le projet de loi propose des cadres visant à améliorer la capacité des individus à mieux intégrer leur vie professionnelle avec leurs responsabilités et aspirations personnelles. Par exemple, il cherche à introduire des lignes directrices standardisées pour le droit à la déconnexion, fournissant aux employés des limites plus claires concernant les communications après les heures de travail. Bella n'est pas destinée à entraver les besoins opérationnels urgents, mais plutôt à établir une attente par défaut d'un temps personnel ininterrompu, réduisant la culture omniprésente et toujours active, qui peut contribuer à la fatigue mentale. Le projet de loi envisage des ajustements aux structures de congé existantes et la promotion d'arrangements de travail flexibles. Mais bien spilit kun seinen scopes. Ces dispositions sont conçues pour permettre aux individus de mieux gérer leurs responsabilités familiales, de poursuivre des opportunités éducatives, ou s'engager dans des activités civiques, sans compromettre leur statut professionnel. L'intention est de créer un environnement de travail plus inclusif, où un plus large éventail d'individus peut participer pleinement à l'économie, l'innovation scientifique. Cela inclut l'exploration de mécanismes pour des programmes de retour au travail gradués après des congés prolongés, et encourager les employeurs à envisager des semaines de travail compressées, ou des options de télétravail lorsque cela est faisable et approprié pour la nature du travail et point de vue des individus. Résultats anticipés du projet de loi C40 sont significatifs. Fourniture de plus de temps dédiés au repos devrait contribuer à améliorer la santé physique, réduire els niveaux de stress et une diminution des cas de problèmes de santé mentale tels que l'anxiété et la dépression. Des opportunités de développement personnel, que ce soit par le biais de l'éducation formelle, le développement de compétences ou des loisirs, pouvant conduire à une plus grande efficacité personnelle et un plus grand sentiment d'accomplissement. One the home. Dans ce poste de victimité tout en étant soumis à un débat parlementaire continu et à une consultation publique. Le projet de loi propose des cadres visant à améliorer la capacité des individus à mieux intégrer leur vie professionnelle avec leurs responsabilités et aspirations personnelles. Par exemple, il cherche à introduire des lignes directrices standardisées pour le droit à la déconnexion, fournissant aux employés des limites plus claires concernant les communications après les heures de travail. Cela n'est pas destiné à entraver les besoins opérationnels urgents, mais plutôt à établir une attente par des efforts d'un temps personnel ininterrompu, réduisant la culture omniprésente et toujours active, qui peut contribuer à la fatigue mentale. Le projet de loi envisage des ajustements aux structures de congés existantes et la promotion d'arrangements de travail flexibles. Mais bien spilit scopes. Ces dispositions sont conçues pour permettre aux individus de mieux gérer leurs responsabilités familiales, de poursuivre des opportunités éducatives, ou s'engager dans des activités civiques, sans compromettre leur statut professionnel. L'intention est de créer un environnement de travail plus inclusif, où un plus large éventail d'individus peut participer pleinement à l'économie, l'innovation scientifique. Cela inclut l'exploration de mécanismes pour des programmes de retour au travail gradués après des congés prolongés, et encourager les employeurs à envisager des semaines de travail compressées, ou des options de télétravail lorsque cela est faisable et approprié pour la nature du travail et point de vue des individus. Résultats anticipés du projet de loi C40 sont significatifs. Fourniture de plus de temps dédiés au repos devrait contribuer à améliorer la santé physique, réduire els niveaux de stress et une diminution des cas de problèmes de santé mentale tels que l'anxiété et la dépression. Des opportunités de développement personnel, que ce soit par le biais de l'éducation formelle, le développement de compétences ou des loisirs, pouvant conduire à une plus grande efficacité personnelle et un plus grand sentiment d'accomplissement.